There are 4 players hiding in this POI. Just from this scene, there's enough information to know with 100% certainty where they all are, and yet very few players will be able to find all of them. Give it a try. We already know that good game sense and decision making is a crucial aspect of performing well, but the most important part of decision making is often overlooked. Gathering information. Yeah, you can make assumptions about where most players are based on zones, but that's not the same thing as being able to know for sure when another team reuses your tarp, for example. You can't make good decisions with bad information. So in this video, I'll show you how to find where all 4 of the players are, how to know when someone runs into your old builds, and a bunch of other ways to figure out the locations of other players. Whether you're trying to hide from the Psycho W King the whole lobby, or you are the Psycho W King the lobby, this will help you up your game. The first person should be the easiest to find. They're under the cone I'm standing on. When you have your blueprint out, the crosshair is normally a building icon. When it changes to a lock icon instead, it means that someone's currently editing the build piece you're trying to select. And when players hide under cones, they usually hold the edit so that they can see through it and be ready to edit out if you find them. This comes in handy most often when you eliminate one teammate and the other is hiding in the old build fight hoping you don't find them. Rather than trying to break all the cones to check, it's much faster to hold out your cone and see if the lock ever shows up. But another way to find that teammate is with pings. When you ping an item, if someone picks it up, it'll disappear letting you know where they are. And materials and ammo will auto pick up when you run over them, even if you have auto pick up weapons off. The only time it doesn't pick up is if you're already capped out. So if you know where the reboot card is, you can drop a single bullet on it and ping it so that you know when they pick up the card. Technically, they can choose to not pick up the bullet if they interact with the reboot card instead of just running over it, but I mean nobody does that. So that's how we find where the second person is. The ping disappears, telling us where they are in the old build fight. Pings are also how we know the location of the third person. They're hiding in the backseat of the car. If you ping a car and no one is inside of it, the ping will select the car and you'll see the little car icon. If you ping a car and someone is inside of it, the ping instead hits the outside. So the fact that we can see the ping is on the car but the car icon doesn't show up tells us there's someone inside. But it's not just enemy locations you can find out with pings. Pings have infinite range, so even when you're dropping in off the battle bus, you can ping items far before they're even in your render distance. And I don't mean when you see an effect but just can't make out what an item is. I mean even when you've just jumped off the bus, you can ping items if you look exactly where they are. So if you know where the weapon and chest spawns are at your drop spot, you can ping the exact location and see if anything spawned there or not. There's a ton of information you can gain with pings, but you need to know how they work. Normally, pings only last for up to 45 seconds and you can only have 3 active at the same time. If you ping a 4th time, it will remove the first item you pinged. But there are 2 other kinds of pings that can be used as well. The danger ping and the help ping. The danger ping everyone knows about, but it's different from a regular ping in that it doesn't count towards your normal limit of 3, it only lasts 10 seconds and it can't select items. It can only ping a location. But the help ping is actually the best one because it can select items like normal pings. It still doesn't count toward the normal limit of 3 and it lasts forever. It doesn't time out on its own like other pings. Normally, the help ping just marks your current location rather than what you're looking at. But if you're looking at pingable items, it will ping that instead. So when you want to do things like leaving ammo on their reboot card, this is the ping you want to use because it will never go away. You can get to this ping by holding ping and scrolling to the next page, or by setting a keybind to squad request in your settings. Every player on your team gets their own set of pings, so there's plenty of pings for everything. Your teammates will only see the most recent ping you made, but your other pings will still show on your screen. So there's normal pings, the danger ping, and the help ping. The danger ping is actually what you want to use normally, like if you're just trying to get your teammate to see something. Then the normal pings are what you want to use to check if someone's in a car or if an item spawned, etc. Then the help ping is what you should use when you want to notice of when an enemy enters a location. And it doesn't just have to be for camping reboot cards. If you want to find out when a team enters or leaves a vault, you can leave something at the exit. In in-games, you can leave 1 ammo pinged in your old tarp so that you can see if someone's reusing your tarp. Especially useful if zone pulls back and you want to go back to an old tarp. But back to where's Waldo. Last chance before I show you what the 4th person is. I'll show you one more time. They're above you. It's not just one thing that tells you this though, it's multiple things put together. You might have saw the visual audio cue on screen and assumed it was from the person under the cone. But there are multiple things that should have alerted you that that's not the case. The first being that players hiding under a cone are almost always crouched, since if you don't crouch your character model can show through the cone. And crouch walking doesn't show up on visual audio. The second thing that you should have noticed is the sound of walking. Not the visual audio, but the actual sounds. Walking on wood, brick, and metal sound very different from each other. Wood has the most significant thud on each step. Brick has unique scratching sound, like your foot slides a bit on each step. And metal sounds, well, metallic. If you know that the player under the cone is on wood, but hear metal sounds, then there must be another player that's making the sound. And if they're not in front of you, and can't be below you because you're on ground level, then they must be above you. This sound difference will even tell you where players are within a building. Most floors in buildings sound like either wood, brick, or metal depending on what material they give you when harvested. So if you know that you usually get your metal by farming the roof of your building, then if you hear someone walking on metal, you don't have to wonder what floor they're on. You know it has to be the roof. Just because visual audio cues are so strong, doesn't mean it's not still important to listen. There's a lot of information you can get from sounds that don't show up on visual audio. When someone starts sprinting, you can hear whether or not they're on nitro. When players jump, you can hear whether or not they have low grav or not. You can even tell when you're build fighting someone what kind of shotgun they have before they've shot, because each one has different pull-out sound effects. You can probably get away with just relying on visuals, but you'll be missing a lot of information, especially in in-games when the visual audio gets insanely cluttered. So now you know where all 4 players are, and more importantly, how to find them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.